activities, you could actually have suspicion and say this could come from this particular area. I don't know whether I can refer to a particular incident in Lagos when one of my colleagues in the Nigerian Television Authority was robbed on Kata Bridge in Lagos, and his phone was seized and was taken away. And somebody just told them that since that particular incident took place on that bridge, that they should go to Mushin and give them a particular woman, the name of a particular woman, and then where the woman was just selling
Just goods.
just goods, and said they should go and meet the woman. Do you know that they got there from Kata Bridge in Lagos? They went to Mushi, and they went to that particular woman where she was selling items, and they told her that they have come for a particular this and that, this and that. When the woman knew that they came to her, she just said they knew. And she said they should describe
The good, the phone.
when they described the phone, and she said they should wait. She sent for somebody. Somebody came, and they brought the phone. And so, but they said before they could take the phone, they must pay the woman something. The woman paid. They paid. But that my colleague actually paid. Just told me about how many kilometers from that place. Well, maybe about let's say about 20 kilometers to the different locations. And my colleague actually got his phone back, and so community policing actually provides that enablement for policemen to be familiar with the environment, and even there is that communication between the people and the police. And there is also an easier means of identifying who handles what among the policemen, who is within a particular street, and who is within a particular jurisdiction, and who is responsible for that, and who is not responsible, and those stuff. And so when you have such, it sort of brings about that understanding and effective means of policing that a particular community. Don't forget that one of the major challenges we're actually having in Nigeria is the issue of migration. People moving from
one place to another.
even from outside Nigeria and coming to your area, and they get there newly, and they do not even, they have different missions. But you, as a Nigerian, don't forget, we are somehow very receptive when it comes to welcoming visitors, and we take care of everybody.
Yes.
With the hope of the belief that
One Nigeria.
they are friends, they are brothers, and those stuff. And the people coming in occasionally are thinking differently. Some of them coming in from areas where there had been war. We talk about some of these people coming from Libya. Talk about some of these people coming from Niger Republic, or the people coming from Chad and from Mali and those stuff. These are areas where you are actually experiencing some challenges. And so with their movement, and don't forget that some of the challenges we have is the issue of religion. When you talk about religious conflicts, and some people will come in like as if they're actually of the same faith with you, and you accept, they preach to you, and before you know it, you are accepted, but you may not actually know that they are of different background and they are coming with another motive. And so if you actually have the community policing in place, definitely it will go a long way at ensuring that we have a better security apparatus around each particular areas.
Okay. Doctor, let's look at this, the issue of partnership, collaboration, and when we talk about the political will, do you think this is the right time within our political settings?
When you talk about political will, I don't think that there's any time that is too late for decisions to be made for a corrective approach to issues that needed to be attended to. It is true that you can dilly-dally for a very long time. It is normal
Okay.
because you don't just hasten in your decision-making process. And don't forget that there are occasions when you have to even weigh the options. I think one of the major challenges confronting community policing is the fact that some people have an impression that the governors will actually hijack the roles of the police. And more so when what you have in Nigeria is such that winners take all. That's the way it is for political office holders. And the winners take all can actually even mean you have the power to even deal with your opponents. And then where you see that there are opposing views, you try as much as possible to silence them. Don't forget there have been occasions where we have witnessed even some demolition in some communities as a result of some actions of very powerful office
Okay,
holders.
okay.
We have seen demolition, we have seen even arrests, we have seen, witnessed some actions that were just taken just because of the need to ensure that they are fully in control or silence the opposition.
The opposition.
And so because of that, there was that fear of community policing or state police, because there was that fear that the governors could be more powerful. And they don't forget the fact that with police, even electoral activities will also be tampered with. And then the issue of thuggery, violence, political violence, and those stuff could be encouraged by very powerful uh, political office holders.
Okay.
And so that had been the fear over time. But this present situation actually requires very active and very purposeful
Exactly.
decision making, because right now there's that need for everybody, your neighbors, your community leaders, everyone must actually be part of this process now. And so community policing actually provides that enablement for that communication between residents of a particular area and the police, who also have that freedom to liaise and then ask information. Because there's nothing as good as having early warning signs when there are developments. And then when these early warning signs actually are observed and transmitted to the appropriate authorities, security issues can actually be nipped in the bud. Recently, I saw a clip of a trailer load of men from the northern part of Nigeria coming to the southern part of Nigeria. And they were bike, inside. And don't forget that in the north, they actually use the bike to penetrate some areas.
Yes.
And then, but you now wonder, how could a trailer load so many men all the way from the north with bike, with motorcycles, and then they were coming through, and nobody actually stopped to even ask where
they're
are you going to, where, and what are you going to do there?
Their mission,
the objective, and those stuff. And at the end of the day, you discover that you suddenly hear about kidnapping, you hear about banditry, you hear about this and that and those stuff. And so those who took the shots are part of the community. And they said this shot is being taken at Iwo Road in Ibadan. And this trailer is coming all the way from the northern part of Nigeria. That consciousness, that alert, that see what is happening, is enough to draw the attention of the police to the fact that an action must be taken. And this is where early warning signs could actually come in. The person taking the shot may not even know how effective that particular video could actually go. But it could actually save millions of people, and it could also save our society generally, because the need for you to actually be practical in your approach to information dissemination is also very vital. And so you must be very careful. And I know that I saw one recently too, but that was around Kaduna Abuja Road or so, where they stopped a trailer that was going, and then they saw a lot of guns inside.
Inside the trailer.
Inside the trailer. They never knew because the driver and the people there were saying that they were having other package and things like that. But based on the fact that the police were able to intercept and even search the truck, they were able to discover a good number of rifles, you know, and you ask where are they taking that to. And don't forget too that recently too, just in Ibadan, when they stopped some people and they saw different weapons, and you know, these people were coming from the north too, and they saw different weapons. So community policing could be so effective if everybody actually takes it as a responsibility. Because as a member of a community, you have that role, that responsibility to ensure that you are protected, and then you also protect others. There's that conviction that you, as a member of that community, you are actually, you have a responsibility. You have that sense of responsibility to say, oh, this information is vital. And let me tell you, this is part of intelligence gathering. It is also very necessary because even if you are applying technology, you still need human factor in utilizing such technology to get that result which you're actually looking for. And so community policing, if adopted, will actually go a long way at protecting and at reducing the rate of conflicts and
crime in our
terrorism
society,
and banditry or kidnapping within our area. So political will, let's be happy that after all, there are some steps being taken towards this.
Thank you very much. Please, stay tuned. We'll go on a very short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's still your matter and your program, Peace and Conflict Resolution. I still have my guest in the studio, Dr. Ademolu Okuneye. Doctor, decentralizing power to the neighborhood, and you know, there has been this issue. The position of the community, the CDA, the head of communities, now that we're having issues within the communities over the land, and part of the insecurity that we're experiencing is this issue of land grabbing. You know, from the northwest, northeast, you know, such is happening there, and we cannot overlook this.
Well, I will actually want to look at the issue of land grabbing from two perspectives. One, just as you referred to in the north, where you have some people who, as a result of ethnic violence, were after the ethnic group, other ethnic groups, and also from religious perspective, because you see what is going on in some parts of the north. It has to do with, you know, killing of some ethnic groups, attacks from other ethnic groups, and also, I think this is one of what had fueled this impression that Christians are being attacked. When you talk about places like Kaduna South, you talk about even in Borno and even Benue, and also Taraba,
Plateau.
You know, some other Plateau states, and those stuff. You just wonder what will actually influence some of those decisions, and there has not been anything like some had been arrested over time, and this set of people, this actually this issue of ethno-religious crisis, and you know, had been on since when? Since the days of the military. Since the days of the military. You know what had been happening in Zango Kataf, and you talk about people like Lepot, that were also even tried by the military because he was trying to fight for his people, you know. And there were others like that had been killed as a result of the fact that they stood to say that they were defending their people. And you will now be wondering, what type of a society are we having? What type of a nation are we having? And this is where some people have the impression that even some of the things happening has to do with the political interest. And don't forget that one of the major challenges when it comes to conflicts in Nigeria is the issue of resource
control.
based. You know, you see some areas, they also have some mineral resources, and some people just feel that except the displace the residents, that they may not be able to control or have that incursion towards reaping.
Taking charge of their resources.
Yes, and so that happened just like that. So this is just a very big problem that must also be tackled. The second one I actually wanted to talk about, land grabbing, is one that is highly disturbing. Some people who actually describe themselves as Ajagungbale. These Ajagungbale are actually making communities or residential areas very, very uncomfortable. These people have a modus operandi of coming and being told by some people who call themselves Omonile. And they will now say, okay, they are ready to sponsor or to even pay for, they even go as far as judicial consent. They go to court. And this is where our courts, the judiciary must actually be reformed, because I actually do not know how some judges will come up with some judgments that can actually be very ridiculous. You can just even take a look at a particular case where a government reserved area, where there had been government allocation, even ratification, and buildings and developments, and the judge went as far as saying that the people that have come should go and take possession of that. They did not just take possession, they even went as far as locking people in the houses, locking their gates and, you know, restricting movements. And that was even criminal. But that's the extent that some of these land grabbers can even go.
It is what is brought before the law court that court can actually, see.
What is brought before law court. But then you must have the defendants. If defendants are not available, and you make sure that they are real defendants. But the issue of land grabbing is a major challenge. Even I feel that the Ogun State government needs to actually make it a very good lesson now. This is a well done lesson in Lagos. But in Ogun State now, they are encroaching to Ogun State, and they are actually making things somehow. And the need for that very serious approach to sort of stop it is very necessary.
Okay. And Doctor, I want to appreciate you for coming on the show. And I must say this, that this Nigeria belongs to every one of us. Whether we like it or not, making life better for ourselves is a duty for all. Before now, the people used to say it is the responsibility of the government, and we cannot blame government for all, because we also have our part to contribute, to play. And I want to believe that Nigerians are having better understanding on this issue, because everything is on us. Doctor, thank you very much for coming on the program.
Oba, nice seeing you.
Thank you.
Maybe I should call you the heart man.
Thank you for the compliment. I must appreciate you too. An handsome man like you at this your age, I bless God for you. This is where we shall be drawing the curtain on the show, Peace and Conflict Resolution. Till I come your way next week, same time on the same station. Please, let us work together, be proactive, and see the good Nigerian very close to us. A renewed hope at our doorstep. Thank you for being there.